you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. You'd think a campaign was going on or something like that. Oh, it's great to see so many. It's great to see so many young people interested in what we've been talking about. And I assume most of you have heard about the Internet, and you get a little information from the Internet now and then. But I am just so pleased to see the excitement that has continued since the campaign a year or so ago, and along with the Campaign for Liberty. Because evidently there's still a lot of people in this country who care about liberty and freedom and all that has made America great. And I'm delighted to have you here. Probably most of what I talk about tonight will be warning you about what you're inheriting, because it's a mess. And I don't need to tell you that, because everybody knows it. There's something different. There's something in the atmosphere now that is different than it's ever been since I've been involved in politics. And I've been involved, the very first time I ran was in 1974. And something really is going on that is getting the attention of the entire world. It's usually the financial problems that we're facing that's getting everybody's attention, and rightfully so. It is a major, major crisis, and it's something I've written about and talked about for many years, believing very sincerely that the financial bubble that burst here about a year and a half ago was the largest financial bubble in the history of the world. Unfortunately, this could have been prevented. It could have been prevented by really just paying a lot more attention to our Constitution. Would have solved a lot of our problems. The issue of money was something I talked about as early as 1974. Matter of fact, it was the issue of money that prompted me to speak out in those early years, because I had witnessed and remember very clearly 1971, and that was when the previous monetary situation came to an end. The Bretton Woods ended. The Bretton Woods Agreement, which was established in 1944, lasted to 1971, and it collapsed. It collapsed, and that was the last linkage that we had to gold. And I was convinced it would usher in a bad age. And the 70s were very, very bad. I guess to some of our surprise is that the situation after that worked out a little bit better, and it's lasted a little bit longer, because they had become more sophisticated and more aggressive at inflating the bubble. And yet it was inevitable that a financial bubble based on printed money and created credit and debt always comes to an end. And that was the reason that it was easy to assume that we would face this crisis, and we're in the middle of it now. And you, as young people especially, all Americans now need to deal with this problem. And this problem, has encouraged us to do a couple things that I think are rather dangerous. Dangerous not only to our economic well-being, but the real problem is, if we don't clean up the mess and understand the monetary issue and big government, what it does, it takes away our liberty. And that is what we need. We need to preserve our liberty. We can be poor. We can have a tough time. But if you have your freedom and you're willing to work, we can be back on our feet in no time. Of course, there's a couple little things that we have to do along the way, like repeal the 16th Amendment and get rid of the income tax. And in getting rid of the Fed, we can't repeal an amendment. It's just illegal because Congress went and established the Federal Reserve. People say, well, how do you get rid of it? Well, we get rid of it the way it came about. Congress created it. Congress can get rid of it. When will they do it? It's when we become outraged enough to send the message to Washington and say, enough is enough. No more central economic planning through this sinister, evil, immoral counterfeiting.